All right, beauties. All right. I am so excited to be here with all of you today. If you'd like to just take a moment with me and let's drop into this beautiful, beautiful space. Allow yourself to roll your shoulders back. And if you're seated, just allow your pelvic bowl to rest and completely release as much as you can today. I see some familiar faces. Please say hello. Okay, yes. You're just going to come into this beautiful place. Allow your belly to release as well. Let the dantian, also known as the dantian, if this is your first time hearing this word, is somewhere along the space below the navel that goes down to the reproductive organs. And it is the space that is in the center. So it's kind of where it's in the middle. It's like a channel that runs through the center of your body and it's right below the navel. So it seats itself between your waist and the navel itself and the spine. So right there, just allow your energy to drop into that place. And just close your eyes. And as you continue to focus your attention on this place, allow a beautiful glow to come alive. Let that glow feel very, very warm. And I don't know about you, but it's definitely freezing here today in the UK, so that helps a lot. As I drop in, bring all the energy into this space below the navel, charging up that fire. Just release all the muscles, release any tension around your body. And it's as though all of the release is all anchored into this point where your dantian is. And we're just going to be still for a while here. And slowly now, we're just going to draw that energy from that dantian up into the heart. So when you inhale, your body, your belly is going to go inward towards the spine. So it's going concave to the point where you can actually push this up through into your chest, pushing your energy up into the chest so your hands can go up like this. Hold it. Continue to push the energy up into the heart. Make the heart warm. Open the heart. And exhale, palms back down. Bring it all the way down like you're pushing a ball down into the dantian again. One more time, inhale. Like you're sucking in the belly and you're pushing it into the chest, pushing it into the heart, all the energy, all the way up. And hold it there. Continue to expand the magnetic field of your heart from the center all the way out. Perhaps you feel that your shoulder joints are opening. That's perfect. And exhale back down. And you can really feel, allow yourself to feel as you push this down, this ball of light. Let it go down slowly, like you're pushing a ball of light down. Release the chest all the way down. Very Let your tailbone sink. And let the very tip of your tailbone continue to grow all the way through Mother Earth, as though it is magnetized by the heart of Mother Earth, the heart that is so deeply built in and buried deep inside of Earth. That bonfire of love, that molten lava of love. Let the tip of your tailbone reach for it. As your tailbone sinks, you feel yourself sinking. Continue to focus on that depth, the beautiful heart of Mother Earth, the reason you came here, your pure existence. And at the same time, you're going to feel an opening around the crown of your head. And begin to feel the space that is around the crown of the head. How vast is it? How big is the cosmos? And allow this to slowly pull the crown of your head up as you connect with the cosmos. And as it pulls the crown of your head up very gently, your spine is also going up, as though it is being pulled by an invisible force. And remember, keep your tailbone sinking all the way. Continue to have that polarity of going up and down. And you will feel each vertebrae of your spine opening with this tension, this beautiful, very soft and gentle tension between up and down, as above, so below. Let your spine grow. Let it elongate. Let every in-between space between the vertebrae open up. Let there be spaciousness. Let the neck elongate. Let the back of your head open. Connect with the cosmos. Connect with Mother Earth. All one. All born of the source. Take a deep breath in through the crown and let it all land in the belly. And exhale out through the legs into the soles of your feet. And just open your eyes very slowly. Allow the stillness to move through you. Allow the silence to move through your entire body. As you, for you, through you. And let the luminosity move around the heart, around the solar plexus, around the belly, and all the way down into the pelvic bones. And let it pool as a beautiful, graceful pool of light beneath where you're seated. and open yourself to receive the divine light that is pouring down upon you. Let's just take a little bit more, one more moment here. And let this energy permeate you, that state of the origin, the infinite. Let it suffuse every space in your body and let it explode into the field, your energy body, you, the unified field, one and the same. As you slowly bring your energy back into this space, I would like to speak with you from higher self to higher self. A channeled transmission, not from the human me, but absolutely from the cosmos, from the one. And I wish for you to hear me, to deeply listen not to my voice, but to your soul's words, moves, thoughts. It could be a little charge in the body. It could be a word. It could be an action that you're propelled to do. Whatever that is, I would love for you today to deeply listen to your soul through my transmission. Because the reason that really inspired me to come in here today, and hello Caroline, hello everyone. Once again, I see, once I opened up my eyes, there are 40 people in here. When I started, there were 5. And this is what it feels like to quantum leap. This is what it feels like to collapse time and space. And it is not specially something only I can do. All of you are here to do that. And it is through the veil of forgetfulness that we arrived here to have the most wonderful adventure as a human, as a spiritual being having a human experience. And the divine, the cosmos, the Tao, the universe, source, the infinite is unfolding, is expressing itself, evolving itself through us, as us, for us. And somehow along the way, we forgot. And we started to splatter all of our attention, all of our energy into all kinds of different things that are what I would call illusions. Fear, scarcity, things people say we shouldn't be doing. The past itself has such a strong hold on most of the majority of people on this planet. So much so that when someone steps out of line, people are saying she's crazy, she's insane, what the hell is she thinking? That's suicidal, right? And because we are so fearful, or maybe most of the people in the world, because I feel like if you are here and you're tuning in and you're really deeply listening, I fully believe that you know that you're here to break the rules, that you're here to shake up the status quo, that you are here to lead. No matter what sort of look it takes on, you are here as a change maker. I like to call these beautiful women multidimensional, the women that I work with, because there are so many dimensions to her evolution. There isn't just one set thing. And I would love for you to also feel into this. What is this identity that I took on since I was born? Is there some kind of identity that I took on when I was given birth into the world, and since then has it become, an identity that I am so afraid of shedding, but I already know does not activate me anymore? Because if we are here and it is truly time to step into our fullest, most embodied truth, we must first and foremost understand and actually step into this deep knowing that, yes, I am made of source. I am made of the infinite. I am a fractal of the divine. And that means the Creator creates through me. I am the Creator creating this creation. I am three of those things. I am the Creator. I am also the creating. I am also the creation. So at what point have you forgotten one part of the three? By the way, before I head on into this, I want to let you know that this is an exceptional opportunity for you to really converse with me. So the more you're able to bring your fullest attention and your presence into this space, and please use the comment section to ask or share, the more you're able to converse with me, the more I'm able to serve you at the most exquisite and the highest level. And that's what I love to do. I want to be here for this. And if you're not a client, you would be happy to know that this is a way that I really hold space. This is where I really want to let you know that no parts of you is left behind. No parts of you is left behind. I want to hold all parts of you, because each and every part of you has never worked against you. It's always been here, unconditionally supporting your evolution. But the question is, are you choosing your evolution, or are you choosing to simply survive? And I'm going to get into a place where I will be lovingly tough on you. Maybe for some of you, maybe you'll find yourself being really triggered. Maybe some of you would think, I think she's talking crap. And maybe some of you would say, this is really activating. I'm so in this. I'm taking the action that is going to align with my highest embodied truth. And I want to be fully embodied. Great. Whatever that is, I want you to come in here with a curiosity. I don't expect you to agree with everything I say. I really don't. In every way that I work in my mentorship spaces as well, I always tell my clients, I'm not here to dictate how you should act. I'm here to unveil your remembrance, to unveil the depth of your cosmic magnificence. And you get to choose, because every moment is a choice point. And how you choose at that point informs your current reality. And what that means is that I want you to really know this. I really want you to know this. What you're sitting in right now is merely an informed creation of what you were doing. That's it. It doesn't dictate where you're heading. It doesn't define you in solids. It doesn't make everything like rigid and solid and it's set in stone. We are creators creating creation. The first thing you gotta know is, at the very, very basis, you are formless substance. And the power you hold in your hand, you got to know this, and you gotta really step into it and own it fully. Take full responsibility of your thoughts, of your evolution, and of your actions. Because everything is creating your next choice point, Are you aligning yourself to your divine truth, or are you straying further and further away from who you truly are? Okay, so let me see. all of your beautiful comments. Please share in the comment section. If you want something to powwow with me, you want to get mentorship one-to-one in this group setting dynamic, feel free to drop it into the comment section. This is a really good opportunity for you to drop into this space. So Reedy, welcome Reedy. I feel like after my spiritual awakening, I have come closer to realist self, but I feel like I am unable to ground fully in new me of I love this. Okay, how can I is your question. So I'm going to address this first before I dive into the next couple of questions. So one of the biggest things that I see in the spiritual space is that there is a lot of focus on how can I manifest this? How can I manifest that? How can I manifest how can I awaken, right? And that literally is like the first step to everything. That is actually, let's say, not just the first step, but literally the inevitable. It is inevitable that you will awaken. And then, like Reedy here, you have done the amazing work of saying, yes, I want to awaken. I'm no longer going back to sleep. The doors are wide open. Do not go back to sleep. This is a real saying. I want you to remember this for the entire live session. If anything else sticks with you, this is the one thing. The doors are wide open. Do not fall back asleep. And why do I say that? Oftentimes, you will feel that sense of, yes, this is awakening. My higher self is quickening, is gathering form, it's becoming denser and denser. And your work is to embody that higher frequency. Your work is to allow that to be your new evolution. And what happens when you feel that energy? What happens when you feel that quote-unquote new me? Well, the majority of the world tends to fall off. They tend to fall off that frequency. Like, for example, you may have this incredible awakening from maybe a mentorship, or maybe you had this incredible retreat, and then you go home and you go back to your normal way of being. Your old way of being, let's put it that way. And then you fall off that frequency. And then you're left wondering, wow, I felt so incredible. Why don't I feel that anymore? And why isn't it being reflected in my reality? And the easiest way I can tell you to fall off that frequency is really guilt, shame, leaking all your energy to external circumstances. Is anyone else hearing me? Is anyone else resonating with that? Let me know. Let me know. And let me just bring us into like more beautiful male music here. You see, when we drop into a place of guilt and shame and what would they think of me, imposter syndrome, all of the things, because the simplest way of seeing why that could happen, although really it's a waste of time to dissect why I can't seem to embody my higher frequency, it's basically because you're observing everything, you're gathering your energy, you are giving your power away to external circumstances rather than here. What's here? What is right here? You know, the really powerful thing of being a spiritual being in a human experience is that we can create our environment. We can absolutely create our environment. This is what makes us different from animals. Although we do have a lot of very similar nervous system kind of way of explaining how we react in survival mechanism as an animal, the difference is that animals, they blend into their environments, right? Like today, this morning, for example, I was in the toilet and I saw this really big spider, and I knew that this spider was giving me a message. And what I noticed about it, instead of freaking out, the first thing I saw, I was like, oh my God, there's a big spider. And then I started to drop in, come into stillness, and I asked her, what do you want me to know right now? And as I observed her, I saw the way she moved through the tiles. And my tiles are actually black and white, funnily enough. And this is a black spider. And the spider would, if in such a miraculous way, know how to find the black tiles and literally blend into the blackness. So even with the light on in the morning, like I'm like, I can't really tell where the spider is. And I just know when it comes out a little bit into the white tiles, you know what I mean? So animals blend into their environment. This is what they are created to do. This is what they are designed to do. Whereas as a spiritual being living a human experience, we create our environment, right? Like I actually, it's funny, Rady asked this question. I'm going to dive into this a little bit. And this was something that I actually really walked with my client through this entire year. This is a beautiful client that came in to work with me at the beginning of the year. She joined my mastermind, and then she continued to join my mentorship. And then Elizabeth, well, spiders are very magical things to appear, by the way, especially big ones. They are here to give us beautiful messages. And the spider mama, I call her grandmother spider, they are such beautiful, wise spirit animals. And if you meditate and you tune into their message, oh my goodness, there's just this interconnected web of information that you can really tune into. So anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember now. I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, right, my client. So she came into my mastermind, and then she continued to journey with me in my 3-month mentorship called Cha Dao for the multidimensional woman. For those who are new in this space with me today, my name is Liang, and I work with the ancient art of the way of tea. And I work with this ancient art as a way of living. It's not just an art. It's not just like a beautiful form of culture and all of that. It literally is a way of living, and I'll dive deep into that in just a bit. But what really has set me into is a beautiful journey of walking with the ancient wisdom and coming into realization of what I'm here to evolve that into. And what that means is that it's become very clear to me that my space, that whole space for this ancient wisdom, is here to bring out the multidimensionality of women who are here to create incredible things. Change makers, healers, CEOs, whatever you call yourself. This is a powerful untold story that when you tap into it, you are centered. You know exactly what your truth is, and you do not chase any longer for approval or validation, and you're not leaking your energy to judgment of yourself and others, because let's face it, when you judge yourself, you're judging others, and vice versa. And it's a huge amount of waste of energy. When you're judging, you're really literally going from sending your energy into creation mode into competitive mode. And if you're still in the mindset of thinking, there's a lot of competition out there, it's so hard for me to do anything in the world, and I see that as a reflection in my reality, I know it's the truth. Well, remember what I said. You are the creator of your environment. If you are fully committed to a vision, there is no way that it will not come true. And one of the things I really want to share with you is that and this really came to me today when I was walking, and I was thinking about, okay, all the things that I really want to dial into. I don't pre-plan my live sessions, but I just dialed into like, what is it that I am here to talk about today? Like, what is it that I can talk about to your intellectual mind? Because really, live sessions, you can't really do a lot of embodiment work that really takes place in a beautiful setting, in a sacred space, and that's why I do mentorships. But what I really realized today was that I deeply know my worth purely because I exist. Not because I did more, not because I did something incredible in the world, but because I exist, I am worthy. And as I journey on my path to embody this version of me, I am investing in myself. I'm not investing in things to get more certificate. I'm not getting approval from some center or organization. I'm literally investing in my development, and that investment is a reflection of my worth. It's a reflection of my worth. And so it's ever evolving. It never stops because my worth is infinite. My worth is infinite. And so if you're caught in this place of thinking, well, you know, I would love to do all the things. I have this vision, I have but my mom said this, my dad said that, the economy is not doing good, the politics are like this, there's a war going on, the blah, 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 blah. I would love for you to please, in this moment right now, cut it off. And I'm not saying you gotta bring yourself down and you know, like tell yourself that you suck, you shouldn't do that. I think that needs to be cut off as well in this moment. You really have to love every single part of you, every single part of you, every single part of you, every single part of you. Because the truth is, the past doesn't exist. The future does not exist. There is only ever the now. There is only ever now. And what you do now informs your reality. So I want to read this to you. I want to read this to you right now before I go back into the comment section. You, every single one of you, you are causing what you want to be created from formless substance. And the supply is without limits. Why? Because it's the infinite. It's the infinite. You see, when you want something, and I really mean when you want it from here, not because someone else said that you should want it, not because the Joneses said that this is good to have, but you actually desire it from here, like deep down, you envision it. And this is why I say over and over again, I don't care whether you have a journal. I don't care whether you write your vision down. I don't care whether you have a vision board. I really don't. I actually encourage my clients all to come into my ceremonies, to my mentorship without a journal, without any writing material, because you want to get into the feeling energy of what you really desire. And to understand desire for what it really is. The desire is a manifestation of your infinite power. The desire is seeking it. The desire is power seeking expression. And it desires to express through you, for you, as you. Now, what happens when you ignore that? What happens when you tone it down? Just that even little bit of like, you know, I really saw it like this, but I'm going to do it a little bit smaller. What happens then? Can anyone tell me? When we tone ourselves down, we made a choice. We made a choice at the choice point. So imagine we're traveling through this unified field. And in the unified field, we can see infinite potential. And this infinite potential is in a place that is also known as the unknown. Because now you don't really know what's going to happen. Your mind doesn't know what's going to happen precisely. And this is where it gets really exciting. Now, I'm not saying everyone will play in this field. Some people like to play predictably. They like to know exactly where they're heading. They like to have a 9 to 5 job. They want to make sure they are paying their taxes. They want to make sure that they retire at 60. They want to make sure that, all of those. But if that's you, great. But who I'm talking to really are the visionaries. Like, you are here to live the most incredible life. You're here to collapse time and space. And you actually already know how to attain your goals just by working harder. You already know that. You already know that you've done it. You've lived it. And you know now that when you put your energy first, you can collapse time. You can create incredible, magnificent things that blows your mind. And people will look at you and think like, how did she even do that in like 6 months, 1 year, 2 years? How did she even arrive there? How did she reach out to this person, that incredible, like, important figure, said yes, even though she had little following? But all of these things happened to me, by the way. This year, when I started the year, I said to myself, you know what? I had this deep calling to prove that every spiritual woman can live a sacred, luxurious life. And this isn't just about money. It's about living unapologetically, never compromising your soul's desire. So for me, because I always had this beautiful passion for beauty, and I worked in fashion, I worked in beauty before a long time ago as an editor, I just set my vision on like, I'm going to bring this into the world that is sorely needing this stillness, this cosmic alliance back with the original nature of who we are. Voila, I saw the vision, and then I went on Instagram. I saw this beautiful woman on Instagram, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm going to reach out to her. I'm just going to share with her my love for the tea ceremony, the work that I do in the way of tea, how I work with women, how I allow tea to open up a portal of infinite potential. And she said, I would love to do it with you. And from there, I went off into a virtual tea ceremony with her. And then after that, we collaborated. I got to go to Milan. She owns an incredible fashion brand in Milan, Italy. Did a tea ceremony event there. And then from there, I have become part of her community. I'm featured on her website. I'm featured on her Instagram page. Like, all of this incredible testimonials came forth, and all the incredible women who are in her group came towards me. So you see, what is it that you really want? It's different for all of us. I'm not asking you to align with my vision. I'm asking you to align with yours. Because how do you manifest? How do you manifest? You have to have this understanding of the purpose behind what you are manifesting, and you have unwavering faith that it's already done. And all you're doing is you're walking towards it. You are already getting it. Okay, so let me just take a pause, because I see the comments are going nutters right now on this side of Insight Timer. Let me see. Okay. Just to wrap up what I just mentioned with regards to Ridi's question of how can I ground fully in the new me, you have to understand your vibrational level is already higher. And this isn't something you can literally like tame down. When people try to tone down your higher frequency that is channeling through you and is ready to be expressed, you get things like, you call it anxiety, you call it depression, because you're trying to suppress the energy that's asking to be literally bursting out of you. And that's why you feel it here, the butterflies in the stomach that you call anxiety, the feeling of like, oh my God, I'm so depressed, I can't do anything right, I'm terrified, getting nightmares. This energy in the solar plexus, That is your higher frequency asking to be expressed, and you have to allow that to move through you. You ground into it, and this is something we do deeply in my mentorship space with tea ceremony, with stillness practices, with breath work, with energy, the energy codes I call it, that we really want to come into the channel and anchor the light in. This anchored light will allow you to express your magnetic field and your aura even wider into the field. And that's how things that are your energy match come into your vicinity. Because you're only going to see things that are a match at your energy level. They can come in the form of a lesson. It can come in the form of like, I don't want this, because literally in your head, you're saying, I don't want this. But your subconscious doesn't understand I don't want. It only understands what you said after the I don't want. And so it becomes a lesson because you're like, okay, that's it. Literally, it's not what I want. Right? Has anyone experienced this before? Tell me in the comment section. So you got to be so aligned with what you want, because the desire is literally your infinite power expressing itself, unfolding itself through you. And the cosmos, this is what I love to say, the cosmos is continuing to tell its story through you. The Big Bang hasn't finished banging. It's going through you and expressing itself through you as you. For all of us, whether you see it in the moment, it is happening for you. It's always happening for your evolution. It's always happening for your expansion. And the more you try to hide it, suppress it, the more you keep blaming this on other people. And this is one thing I want everyone to hear. For your fastest evolution, for your fastest, like, to collapse time and space, and this is a solid promise I made to myself that has changed everything. I do not vent, I do not complain, and I do not compete. Compare. I do not vent, I do not complain, I do not compete or compare. Because what's the point? What's the point? You're just leaking energy, precious energy, and nobody has the privilege unless I give them the privilege to do so, okay? So the last thing you want to do when you recognize that is to compound the higher frequency through physical actions. So to ground in the higher frequency, and I would just say this, like merging yourself with your truth. This is your truth. Whether you call it higher frequency, higher self, like I would love for you to bring it closer to where you are now. So I would say merging with that higher level of frequency that you're feeling, that you're awakening to. It's the truth of who you are that you're awakening to, by the way. You are whole to begin with. You're worthy because you exist. You are whole to begin with. You don't need to fix yourself. You're not broken. You are whole to begin with. You're remembering your way back into wholeness. So as you remember, physical action that resonates with the wholeness will help you to ground fully into the frequency, the new frequency, and make it feel like it's a normal thing. So for example, if you knew that for example, for me, I know when I started, I literally just thought I want to do tea ceremonies to help people to come back to the stillness, to come back to presence. And then as I journeyed on, I realized that I have a huge mission. I want to take all these women to a depth of cosmic stillness so that they can presence the divinity within them and act as the divinity and live as the sacred and have a beautiful life of ceremony. And it's so infinite and it's such a big evolution. And for me to arrive to that point, or to continue to journey on this point, let's say it that way, is to always come back to a place of, when I come up against fear, which I do. When I come up against that, I ask myself, what would that version of me do? I live my future version now through physical actions I do as the future version. So if that means I need to invest in a studio in London that I've never done before, and God knows if anyone will come, you know, at all, because I don't have an audience in London yet, I would do it, because that is the version that will do that. So I'm stepping into that version already just by saying, I'm going to pay the deposit for the studio. I'm going to put my words out there and share this with people, so on and so forth. So I'm working towards it. I'm walking towards it. You get it? So if you feel like you are not able to ground fully in your new version, so to speak, ask yourself, where are you holding yourself back? What are you doing that is not aligned with the new self anymore? Are you holding on to a certain reality that is no longer aligned with that? Are there people in your life that you are meant to release, but you're still clinging on to them? Because I can see in your next comment, Ridi, that you're talking about a breakup. So every person who falls out of your life is absolutely a divine intervention. Oh my God, I can 100% tell you this from my personal experience. When I was, you know, about 10 years ago now, I think, I was anorexic. And a lot of the time, I didn't want to face my, you know, my lack of self-worth, my lack of self-love. I didn't want to do it. And what I did was I gave all my attention to a guy that was severely alcoholic and had like intimacy issues, obviously. And he would be very verbally abusive when he was alcoholic. And I thought to myself, like, you know, I can fix him. I put all my energy into fixing this guy. And you know what? He fell out of my life. He literally disappeared. We were so intensely in love, and then next thing you know, poof, he gone. I was devastated. So I know how you feel, Ridi. I truly do. I went like 1 to 2 years going like batshit crazy, like, and I had like, I blamed myself for the relationship that completely crumbled. But you know what? I can sit here right now and tell you that if that thing had gone ahead, I can tell you 100% I would still be anorexic. I would still be like fucked up, completely fucked up. And I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you and having the most incredible marriage. We met about 7 years ago, and we have the easiest dating relationship, and we became serious very quickly, and we got married very quickly. But we've been married for about 4 years now, and everything we go through, the ups and downs, are such exquisite lessons. And yesterday we were just telling each other, like, I can't believe that we're saying this, but I feel like I am falling in love deeper and deeper every single day. So this is something I really want you to take away, that there is always divine intervention, and the universe loves you way too much for you to be wasting time on this. If these people are falling out of your life, there's always a good reason, but your work is not to find out why. Your work is to work on really coming back to who you are, because it is an invitation to come back to who you are, always. It's a reflection. Your reality is always a feedback. It's always just a feedback. Because this is what I want you to understand. There is only ever one of us here. Want to call it God, Source, the Divine, the Infinite. There's only one. There's only one of us here. So Ridi is saying, yes, it happened just out of nowhere. Okay. Yes, your ex didn't emotionally commit and was always back and forth. Yeah, red flags. Yes, and you know, one of the things I really want to say is that all beliefs are limiting. All the beliefs, including the good ones. And so I know that this is like a step, probably for some people you're like, oh, what? Stick with me. I want to take you, and this is something I work in intimately with my clients. I really want to bring you to a place where there is no intense rejection and there is no intense desire. And it is a beautiful place to be, because that is what we call the timeless space. That is what we call the Tao. That is what we call the universe. This is where we get really limitless. This is where we really tap into our infinite potential. Yes, you can have desires. Yes, of course, you can say, you know, I really don't like that thing or this thing. Yes, you can reject things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there's no sense of like really like putting something on a pedestal, and likewise there's no putting something in the pit, saying like they're so bad, I don't need that, and also they're so good, I need to chase and level up and be there. You get what I'm saying? So ultimately, where I want to take you, if you're working with me very intimately in mentorship spaces, is that I really want to take you to a place where you are completely in this beautiful embodied truth of who you are. And embodied truth, or embodied presence, which is what I love to say, it really is a presence that you know is existent when you do not doubt and you do not judge. You're just what you are. It is as it is. And this is a beautiful place to create. This is actually pure creation, because now you are stillness in motion. And to go into this state, you have to be stillness first. You have to be stillness, because in stillness, you are tapped into the infinite potential, which is what a lot of us call the unknown. It is unknown, but the soul already knows. And all that is needed is for your thought form to catch on the wave of this formless substance. And that's when thought and formless substance come together, when they are in sacred union. That's when you manifest. That's when you create. And what's underlying that as who you are, your work is to build, to master the game, rather to have the game master you. Your work is to have such unwavering faith that it is already done. Even though you can't see it in your physical reality, it's already done. Again, remember, desire is a manifestation of power, your infinite power. So when we get into a place where we come into mastery through working in deep mentorship, it isn't because you need it. It's because you choose to be surrounded. You are creating the environment that really brings out your excellence. You know, I've met so many people who come and DM me and ask me like, hey, I really want to work with you. Like, and then they hesitate when the price stretches them. And let me tell you this, when you feel stretched by a price, you bet that is an impactful experience when you choose to do it. You are meant to be stretched into your next level. You're not meant to like, smoothly waltz into it. Like, yeah, I totally know what to expect. No. First, you take full ownership. You take full ownership for your truth. The truth that you are a creator creating this creation. There's no way anything will work against you. And I say this from personal experience. I've gone into mentorships where at the beginning I was like, yes, this is going to take me to like the next level. And then after the mentorship, I felt like, oh my gosh, like I put in so much, but I haven't seen the results that I wanted. And then I would go through the days and the months, and then I realized that, oh my God, that was actually preparing me for this moment here. It was preparing me, preparing my mind, preparing my spirit, preparing my body beyond what my mind, my logical, analytical mind had expected. Yes, my mind could have said, I would love to have like this incredible business going this way, that way, earning this much. But my mind could never construct anything that is unknown or quantum, in other words. So when things went quantum, it was literally in the pure state of creation. It was a surrender, because what I did was, in those months, was I went really deep into myself. I really wanted to understand who I was, who I am, and who I am meant to be, and close that gap. So if anyone here is thinking, I don't like who I am right now, and I want to be the version of me who is what I think I am, you want to be able to merge the fields, because both of them are you. And the work is also to clean up all the things, the baggages, the energy leaks, things that are not you. And get this, the most incredible and magical energy is when you don't need it. You choose it, but you don't need it. You get what I'm saying? And when I say effortless action, I don't mean you don't do anything. I mean it's less effort. Less efforting, less trying hard, and really focused on that level where you're doing the thing, you're acting on the basis that you already know you've got it already. You're acting as the version of you who's already there. And you're just creating the process. You're just walking that little step. So I'm going to continue reading this. All right, I love this. By thought, the thing you want is brought to you. By action, you receive it. Put your whole mind into present action. Now, you would never have thought this, right? I mean, who is feeling this right now? Like, when I first read this, by action, you receive it. I thought, oh my God, I thought by action, I'm going to get it, right? But this is why all of us, the majority of the world, and I really want this to end for you right now, here and now, you can make this happen. Yes, you can set this intention, I would say, where you work on your receiving, your receivership. How great is your receivership? How good are you at being receptive? Because I can tell you, in stillness, the reason why we want to dive deep into cosmic stillness, and when I say cosmic stillness, it's stillness that is deeper than you've ever known. It's stillness deeper than you sitting by the ocean and just, you know, being on your own or lounging on the sofa. It's stillness that is so deep that, for me personally, I overcame death. I overcame my fear for death. I overcame my fear of failure, of being left behind, of being alone, of being abandoned. I had huge abandonment issues. I had huge fears of death. I used to have so many nightmares of like, what would happen if my parents died? What would happen if my husband died? What would happen when we grow old? And now, I am fully ready. Any moment now, if you want to take my life, I'm good. And I recognize the beauty of death as well, on the other side of death. Why death is an inevitable, and why we are caught in suffering if we cannot overcome our fear for that. It is actually something that's very closely linked to the unknown as well. Anyone here fears the unknown? Let me know. Okay, taking a pause to read all your comments. Okay, so Caroline says, I am working on leaving a toxic workplace. I am getting my resume updated. Yes, amazing. And Caroline, focus your energy, if you're still here, focus your energy on what you really desire. Instead of, I'm leaving a toxic place, I'm leaving, focus your energy on the workplace you would love to be in. And let yourself feel it, let yourself receive it, let yourself really be there. How does it feel like? How does it smell like? How does it feel in your heart with gratitude when you step into that workplace? Let yourself feel it. And like I said to Reedy, when you come back out into the physical world, take conscious actions that helps you to solidify that as already true. Okay, you're here, awesome. Okay, hello Stephanie. All right, first time. This resonates with me very much, Liying. Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Stephanie. And Elizabeth with the black towels. Really, okay, cool. I think you were responding to some of the things I was saying at the time. And Remy, so true. And Stephanie saying, being a grateful woman in recovery from alcohol and fentanyl, I lived my life one step at a time. The 24-hour plan. Abraham Lincoln is believed to have said, we are as happy as we make ourselves out to be. I went into recovery knowing that it didn't have to suck. Yeah, it did not have to be a terror. Yes, I resonate with this so deeply, Stephanie. When I chose to recover from my anorexia, from my 10 years of eating disorders, I had to make a decision at the time. I had to decide, do I want to keep going like this, or do I choose to live a full life? Do I choose to live literally at the time? And I remember thinking, I don't need to make this a hard thing. It doesn't have to be a hard thing. It doesn't have to be a terrible experience. And my priority at the time was literally to do whatever that scares the shit out of me. And literally at the time was like eating certain kinds of food, eating a certain amount of food, and slowly in a year, I was able to fully recover without any like professional consultations and things like that. And this isn't for me to say like you shouldn't. I'm just saying for me it worked out the best. I had nutritionists and all that, but they never really understood what I was going through. And eventually when I went into this place of recovery, I was actually also very actively seeking out ways of alternative modalities like meditation. I got into yoga. I started to feel my Kundalini awakening, all of that. So it was divinely planned for me and orchestrated. So you have your journey. Go with your gut instinct. Go with what is true for you and keep the eye on the vision. Unwavering faith, knowing your purpose is to heal, right? Like that is what we wanted. So we got it. So really inspired action. And yes, it happened. Yeah. Okay. So before I come to an end, I really want to finish off by saying there is a presence. Call it God, call it the universe, the cosmos, the one, the infinite, the Tao. There is a presence here that's always working for us. You can I'll respond to that in a bit. There is a presence here that could really help us. It's always here for us because this is the stuff that everything originates from. This is all things, this created the 10,000 things in the world that we know of. And when when this births things, and when things end and die, they return to that. And it permeates and penetrates and fills the interspaces of the universe. It governs the laws. It governs the law of what we are, that we are working with, basically. So, for example, when someone says, align your will to the divine's will, I see it as understanding the laws of the universe. I see it as how I can work within these laws and allow them to support me. I see it as I am the person who is driving this ship, and it isn't up to me to control the wind that is going to blow the sails. It is up to me, though, to understand how the wind blows and master my skill of using the sails to my fullest or its fullest potential. right? So if we were to say, and this is something I want to really ask you to drop into in this moment, let me just bring this up. I want to ask you to take a moment and contemplate this. What would my life look like if I mastered the game instead of letting the game master me and fully embodied my truth as the multidimensional master? Right? When we come into a tea embodied life, we're not just drinking tea. We are actually learning to master ourselves. Because if you have been to a ceremony with me, you would see that everything is, it holds a significance, it holds an energetic frequency. And that brings us to the sacred geometry that is laid out in the space to allow us all to connect, even though we're not physically together, and to remember that beyond this physical form, we are infinite and we are whole. And it occurs in the present moment. It's not in the future. This is one thing I really want you to understand, is that your infinite self is not in the future. It's right here, right now. So the more you're able to show up for life in your fullness, the more you're able to step into your infinite capacity to create. Whether it is more love or earrings or a business or clients or children, whatever it is. And this is where I need to be very, 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 very clear. When we work with the unknown, it always blows our minds what is being created. It's like an upgrade from what our analytical, logical mind thinks is possible. Right? So, yes, you can manifest, but I think it's kind of boring to keep talking about just manifesting certain things. I really want you to embody your fullest divine presence. I want to take you to the depth of your soul, to the depth of this cosmic stillness where you can connect with your divine essence and create from there. Because I think it's very important to understand why some people can create very quickly what they desire versus some people who don't. And the difference lies in service. What is your purpose serving? Is it just for yourself, your vanity? Because if it is, it doesn't go far. It doesn't go far. So what are you serving? Like really tap in, like what is this embodiment of your truth serving? For my women, it's very clear. The more multidimensional self that you can embody and accept and step into, the more you're able to leave behind a legacy that enables other women in the next generation and next generation to do so. It's not just about the bag. It's not just about the earrings, the car, the house. You can absolutely have all of that. There's no guilt or shame about having or wanting that. Please, if you do, cut that off right now. Again, desire is a manifestation of power. And because life evolves through us, as us, for us, as you can see in nature, there's always constantly more. The tree grows more and more and more. After the winter sets in, it comes back even bigger and brighter and fuller. And then winter comes back again, it becomes receptive. It listens to what the earth desires to fully evolve into again. And this is the same for us. Our nature is to really express the infinite in us. It's like I said in one of the live sessions, I said, the reason why we really desire more all the time, and this more I'm talking about from us, it's not from other people. It's not about proving to the Joneses or proving to your neighbor that you can. It's about really allowing your infinite to be expressed. And it is expressed through having the most exquisite life, whatever that looks like for you. And so you have to step into it. It's not enough to just think about it. That's fantasy. And I don't know about you, when I realized that, I told myself no more fantasies, because I'm this close to making it real. And I continue to remember that what God wants, God gets. What I want, I get. Doesn't mean I have to effort, but does it mean I have to hold and master my mind and master my body, master my spirit? Yes, that is the work. And master your receivership. Master anchoring in your frequencies as they go ever higher. It is important. It's very important. All right, beautiful ones. So I want to end with sharing a little bit about how you can work with me if you desire to go deeper into this kind of work with me. There are a couple of things that are coming up, and because this is my birthday month, my birthday is on the 29th, I like to gift. I like to give gifts. So the first gift I'm giving is a beautiful tea ceremony in the virtual space with me on the 20th of December at a crazy, insane price. It started at £29 and then it went up to 48, and then it went to 88. So now it's at 88. So if you want that, and if you know how I regularly price my tea ceremonies, you would want to jump in. This is a beautiful time to really tap into the activations and feel for yourself, because the transmissions, the light codes, they cannot be spoken. It has to be felt, and the tea ceremony helps to facilitate that. So come on in, drop me a DM, I'll send you the special link to that. That's just £88. And then on the 21st, when the divine solstice light is fully amongst us and the sky has literally opened up for us to receive the light, I am hosting an online retreat. It's on the 21st, called When Empty Meets Quiet. And this is a beautiful, exquisite time to be together. We'll spend a couple of hours together to anchor in the light and come into the darkest night of the day, darkest night of the year. And then also work on the next day on the 22nd, bringing your being back into, from the deepest depths of yin into yang again. So this is again, embodiment, how to embody your divine light. So this is for you. Also drop me a DM, or you can check out my link in my bio. And of course, one of the things I really want to share is Cha Dao for the multidimensional woman. This is a 3-month mentorship space that I am offering at a 29% off right now. And if you want the code, just drop me a DM, message me. I'll send you the code that you can use at checkout. Now, this one is such an exquisite download. I had it coming for me when I was standing in a temple in Kyoto, and it said to me, what is lost can be found through you. And this is a message for all of you beautiful multidimensional women. You want to tap into your timelines. You want to be able to jump timelines. You want to go from 0 to 100. You know, this is where you want to come in and learn to work with ceremony, to work with tea as a spirit, because this is a place where you can really understand yourself through a way of living that is aligned with the divine Tao. Now, the Tao itself is really the divine at work. It's your infinite potential. It is your evolution. It is truly where all life begins. So it's a beautiful place. I have an incredible client who said that it's been so cosmic and also grounding at the same time. And this is the magic of tea. It really is. And it's such an exquisite life to live, my loves. It's really like you have no more fear of the unknown, and you know how to tap into your higher frequency and ground it in and express it through you, all with the beauty of tea. This is not tea you just drink and taste and sense and smell. This is literally aligning yourself with the indigenous soul of Mother Earth. So it's exquisite. So if you want that, just drop in. And finally, I have an incredible opening for January. We start in January. It's called Initiating Awakening. So Reedy just mentioned spiritual awakening, right? This is my jam. I bring you to a place of unconditional cosmic love where you can see that everything is happening for you, through you, as you, and allow that cosmic wisdom to work through you. This mentorship is a 12-month space. It's a 12-month... Oh, lost sound. Can you hear me? Can you all hear me all right? Let me know. This is a 12-month space where I'm running at a pre-sale price right now, and we only have 8 spots. And this is a place where we really dive into radical expansion. We work with your cosmic origin. And in Taoist principles, when you align with your cosmic origin, you work with the cosmic light, you work with cosmic energy, you're never going to feel exhausted. In fact, you come back to your original essence, you feel younger, your radiance is incredible. Okay? So I'm not sure if you've lost me on Inside Timer, but I'm just so excited to join, to have you all join me in any way that you feel is aligned for you. If you have more questions, feel free to drop me a message. I'm happy to be here for you. Next year, it's all probably going to go on the wait list. I'm really feeling like there's this disruption era coming up for me. I really am feeling it. So once the spaces close, they close end of this year. So I really hope to see some of you, whether it's on the 20th, if that is something you feel called to join, or go big. You know, go big, go into the version of you that is here to really change the world and lead. Then let's do this. This is an investment in you. It's not an investment in my mentorships. It's an investment in you. So I am so happy to meet all of you today, whether you're new to my space or not. And thank you. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. I really, really do. Thank you for doing the work. Big kisses. Bye-bye.